Hello and welcome to final round coverage of the 2022 Dynamic Discs Open. We have one more day here in the Athens of the Plains, Emporia, Kansas. And it's JomezPro, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Pleasure to be here, but before we get into introducing our players, let's get Follow Flight Mike on the camera.
Hey guys, Follow Flight Mike here. I've been working for Jomez since the beginning, and this year I've been shooting some exclusive behind-the-scenes videos of our crew and all of our shenanigans on tour. Here's a sneak peek of the latest one we just posted. You can watch all the exclusive videos right now by signing up at JomezPro.com/Patreon. The tiers begin at less than $5 a month with an annual pledge. Thank you for your support.
A man, a few words, but I can't get enough of that South African accent. And other good news, we have some giveaways coming from Kansas for the Patreon community, some autographed merchandise. Get some of that.
Let's get into the action here. Ricky Wysocki.
He's doing it. He brought the hat. I've been wanting to make the leap for so long. He beat me to it, and now I can follow in his footsteps.
I mean, that is a fashion risky Wysocki, if you ask me, but I like it. I'm a duffel hat kind of guy, and we've got Jacob Hebenheimer Schmidt. He is on the lead card. No, I'm only kidding. This guy has a ton of power. You are going to see a guy that can just absolutely obliterate a disc, and he's got one of the most fun putting styles you've ever seen in your life. Brodie Smith, he is tied for second place. He is at 1 under in striking distance, 4 back of the lead set by Ricky. And Logan Harpool, high school teacher. Again, another new face this week in Jomez. There has been countless numbers of people who are making their debut this week. And of course, I mean, the winds have been so intense the whole time. Finally today, folks, we have calm conditions. I mean, this is like regular windy in other places, but for Emporia in April, this is as calm as it gets.
Hole 1, par 5, 1,224 feet with OB on both sides, OB golf green, and the really sneaky part, this OB path, cart path, and this little OB golf tee right in front of the basket. So you really have to make a decision on that third shot. Are you playing for birdie or are you playing short and taking your par?
Sponsored by Dynamic Discs. Two-time world champion, Ricky Wysocki.
Playing the safe hyzer play with a little bit of a influence of the tailwind off the tee here. Much like round 1 or round 3, same direction of the wind, but just obviously nowhere close to as intense.
Jake Hebenheimer rips.
Yeah.
He's eagled this hole in the past.
Gets this one a little turned over, which causes it to drop a little bit.
Get by that bush.
Oh. That would have been really nice if it was a foot lower and skip back to the fairway.
From Forest, Virginia, sponsored by Discraft, Brodie Smith.
My name is Brodie Smith. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, and I've been playing disc golf just over 2 years. So I first started throwing Frisbees back in high school. We played Ultimate Frisbee after cross-country practice, like once a month, and I didn't realize that there was actually a competitive Ultimate Frisbee scene until college. So I did 5 years of Ultimate Frisbee at the University of Florida, ended up winning 2 national championships. There was also a semi-pro league that got started, and did that for as long as I could. So I ended up going through 3 knee surgeries, and I was basically at like the stopping point in my career of where, when I have kids, do I want to be able to throw with them in my backyard? And I transitioned to golf, which was a sport that I actually loved playing as a kid. And so I put a lot of time and effort and energy into trying to get as good as possible. And got to the point of almost making the move to like potentially try to get on the Asian tour. And made the decision of just kind of still doing the YouTube side of things. From the trick shots and stuff like that, I've gotten hundreds, if not thousands of comments saying, you'd be so good at disc golf. Dude, why aren't you doing disc golf? And at that time, I reached out to a bunch of companies, and that's how I kind of landed with Discraft, because they were the one company that really thought that I could be good at disc golf. I got a lot of kind of like, oh, this would be great, like to make videos and social media side, we could have you at events and all this. And I was like, no, I want to get good at this sport. I'm gonna put a lot of time and energy into trying to learn this craft. And it seemed like Discraft was the one that was the most like willing to help me and support me in that endeavor. I don't think a lot of people predicted that I'd be any good at disc golf. I didn't even know where I was gonna be. There was a chance that I came in and I was gonna be terrible the entire time. But I knew I was gonna put a lot of effort into it and give it my all. And it's worked out so far, and I'm gonna continue to work. And it's just been a kind of a dark horse journey. And I think it's a good way of just showing too, like there's gonna be a lot of people that count you out. There's gonna be a lot of people that when you say something ridiculous, they're gonna say, you can't do that, that's impossible. I don't think that should stop you. I don't think that should stop you. If that's your passion and you love doing it, I don't think that should be the thing that stops you. I think you should put all your effort towards it, give it a good solid go, and see where it takes you. It's been awesome kind of coming from a different sport and into this one. Obviously, I know I maybe said some things that I probably shouldn't have said off the front. I'm just a very passionate person, and when I love something, I really want to try to do whatever I can to make it better. Maybe some of the things I said got taken the wrong way, and even maybe some of the things I said were probably not the right things to say at the time. Just know that like I love this sport, and everything that I'm doing is trying to elevate this sport so that generations from now, more kids can go and play it, more people can play it for a living, more people can have jobs that love disc golf around it, and that's just really what I'm trying to do.
When somebody gets this good, this fast, like does that discredit the amount of time and effort that so many people have put in?
I don't think so, and I don't think he's the first to do that. He's just a talented guy and a great athlete. I think we've seen a number of players get ascend very quickly, and obviously he spent so much time throwing discs, and maybe they weren't disc golf discs, but playing Ultimate, I firmly believe, helped him in his disc golf journey.
I mean, it's the perfect setup. The golf and the Frisbee just change the way you throw the disc a little bit, and there you go.
Frisbee golf.
$1 million idea.
I've known Logan for a little bit. I don't know if we've played that many times before, so this is going to be a unique experience for me. I'm not really sure what his strengths are.
He's buttery smooth off the tee, very slow and very smooth. This needs help. That'll get quick.
Oh, sit down. Sit down.
Oh boy.
Okay, so that's going to be a blind approach for Brodie down the right side.
Pretty far up the fairway in two, though.
Ricky looks good with a bucket hat.
I like it.
He looks great. I mean, it's
The bucket hat's perfect for disc golf. It's really good.
I like it a lot.
I feel like Ricky caught some flack for his fashion decisions in like years past, but I feel like the guy is on point every day these days.
Look what Jake has to go with on this shot. Big, high, swooping Anheuser. Does it hold? I don't think it will.
I think he caught the little bush there, which took everything off of it.
So Hebenheimer is going to be throwing his fourth shot from well back out of position. It's going to be a tough par save.
This needs to just keep drifting.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
OB over there, but he's not near it. That's fine. Obstructed putt, but a birdie putt.
This has got the distance. It needs to sit down maybe. Oh, yeah, the distance is perfect. He's going to be pin high left, 25 feet away, and you're going to get the first opportunity to see the step horseshoe putt.
Be a great par save.
Similar result for Brodie right there. Couple little testers to start their round today.
And you know, Ricky, he's in a position right now where he's got 4 strokes on second place. But he's one of those guys who, when you give him a little bit of room to feel comfortable, he is so hard to catch. It's going to be imperative that these guys put the pressure on early, making big putts and great shots.
I think it's a different situation today. He doesn't have that superstar breathing down his neck.
Ooh, just a little low. I was going to say something similar.
And because of that, I think that's going to allow him to kind of pick his spots. I don't know if he will, because we all know he's a hyper-aggressive player. And there's that look at that little horseshoe putt. I think he grabbed somebody else's mini on accident. And he had to put it back.
Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen that one before. I wasn't sure if there was a foot fault being called, and he steps from behind his lie up to his lie, which is totally legal as long as you don't fall forward past the lie, maintaining balance throughout the putt, which he checks all those boxes, and it's a putting style that he's adapted in the last year, I believe. I think it's within the last year he's developed this, and he used to be a player who would give himself a lot of opportunities and was missing putts, and this new form is something that he's found confidence in, and it's been showing.
I'll tell you what, I played with him last year, and the putting is night and day. I'll tell you that much, because that was the one thing that really held him back. I mean, he's great off the tee.
I mean, look
both
at him.
ways.
Day 4 lead card.
Exactly. And
Clearly,
if he could
the putt's working.
Yeah, if he could just make a couple in the circle per round, he's going to be a factor.
And Brodie with the only birdie on hole 1, going big Anheuser, and this is going to stall out and go out of bounds, not getting a ton of distance off the tee.
I totally agree with what you're saying about Ricky. I think he probably feels a little bit more comfort than he might usually with a 4-shot lead, which has actually already been reduced to 3 thanks to Brodie's nice birdie. Just because these guys that he's playing against are not veteran lead card type players. And that's not to say that he doesn't respect their games and doesn't fear what they can do. And if Brodie makes a run, or any of these guys make a run, I think that's all out the window. But I think he can come in fairly comfortable.
He can match the intensity of anyone better than anyone we've maybe ever seen in the sport. I mean, he's a battler. He's the kind of guy that will take you on in table tennis. He will play.
He'll do more than take you on in table tennis.
Yeah.
I saw him beat a collegiately trained table tennis player and skunk him 7-0, and it was just hilarious.
I saw him beat a table tennis.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
The whole thing.
Yeah, like, what'd that table do to you?
Finally, a great drive there.
So Brodie is way back here.
But I also think it has to do with the course we're playing as well. This course is kind of designed to where birdie is extremely difficult, but if you want, in calm conditions, par is extremely accessible. And with that, when you're padding a lead, it makes these guys have to get aggressive.
And we haven't really mentioned the conditions as we see Jake rip this big forehand. It is way less windy. I'm not going to quite call it calm, but I think for Emporia, it's calm. It's probably looking at 10, 15 maybe in terms of a wind speed. Oh, boy.
Ricky's over there where Brodie's second shot ended up, and 2 days in a row we've seen Brodie hold on to his shot a bit too long and find himself down the right side of the fairway on hole 2.
This is a big drive for Logan.
And did you see how effortless it was? It was like just a
Yeah.
1-2 punch, bam, working that disc.
And look at that sideways roll back to the basket. He's going to have a short look for the birdie.
Ooh, this might be pretty tough.
Yeah, he needs to get this up and down for bogey.
That's a nice, oh my goodness, that's a great shot. Very little reach back, just all wrist action, and being able to keep that thing moving forward with speed and height and accuracy, all those things together, that was really nice. Easy par for Ricky.
Brodie for the bogey.
Early double to go from 1 under on the round to 1 over now. And this is a great forehand approach. Great forehand play from Jake. And that's a solid birdie.
I think Hebenheimer's putt reminds me a little more of bags than horseshoes, because with horseshoes you're flipping it, and with bags you're kind of spinning it in that same way.
I would not want to play him in cornhole.
I once saw Ricky beat the crap out of a cornhole.
Yeah. Yeah, and it went to college too, is what I heard.
That's ridiculous.
It was an Ivy League board. Ricky didn't care. He didn't care for a second. Hole 3, par 3, 466 feet downhill with out of bounds left, long, and right. It kind of gets more narrow as you get down there. This is always a tough get. It doesn't matter if it's calm. Windy obviously makes it tougher, but it's just a long shot going downhill. You got to hit a gap and then put the brakes on quick when you get down there. I think most players just kind of find themselves 40 short with a good shot on this hole.
This hole tests elite level forehand distance because it's, even though it's downhill, it requires full power in order to get there. And you see that happen quite a bit. Like Jake just threw his shot. He just birdied the last hole with 2 big forehands, and he's like 100 feet short now.
Look at this juicy drive. This is kind of smack down there.
Nice shot outside circle 2, or maybe just barely inside.
Before disc golf, his passion was baseball.
Okay.
Yep. College baseball player.
Ricky, see, this is what I'm talking about. He's going hyzer all the way, and look at this.
Wow.
Look at this. Look at the difference.
That is it.
No
So
flex.
much power.
So much spin, so much power, and it's just leagues ahead of his competition.
Accuracy.
In
We'll
the
add
bullseye.
that one.
Yeah. I don't have that kind of juice. I couldn't do
Not
that.
many people do. Brodie going for a very technical play, a nice angle actually off the little tree hit, and he still makes it down there in long distance putting range. So a little unfair to say 100 feet for Hebenheimer.
Wow.
I mean,
Great accuracy from way back.
that's
I liked seeing the
that's
uniqueness.
great.
I
I do
liked
too.
seeing a different style. The same thing with Brodie and the Scuba. It's just another shot type, and I like seeing creativity.
There's never been a time, well, I should say we've all been in a situation where we've tried that putt. It's not new to the game. It's just always been used as a
yeah.
utility,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
like you have to get around a tree, and
Yes.
we've all kind of done that.
And I've
And
seen
it's-
some old school guys do it full
Absolutely.
time, but I've never seen a tour player.
No. And so I don't think it's, I know it's unique, but I don't think it's unique to disc golf. I think it's unique to adapt that as your main go.
Yes.
it's
But it obviously works, because if we go to that when we're in trouble and we feel confident, then there's something there.
Sure.
You wouldn't just do that.
Sure. All right. Hole 4. I gotta kind of sigh when I do the preview, because just when I see the par 3 and the 598, you know how I get it, folks at home. You know how I am. I get kind of whiny. I get kind of cranky. It's too far. That's too far.
I think they got hole 4 mixed up with the par. And it was supposed to be hole 3, par 4.
I mean, Ricky's like, what do I need to go for this for? I mean, I've got a 480-foot flick, so I'll just use that.
That'll work. Yeah, when you see if Ricky Wysocki's not interested in the birdie.
Now let me ask you guys this. Ricky lays up with the sidearm. Do you think if Macbeth, Calvin, and Eagle are on the card, do you think he's going after this? Because they would all have the distance, and I know at least one of those guys would go after it.
Yes.
We are facing a headwind right now, so I don't know, because I don't think that birdie's in play for anyone. Even with that card that you just mentioned, that this hole is not one that you need to birdie.
Did Garrett birdie it? I'm just kidding.
I don't think Ricky goes though, even in those conditions.
Okay.
If he has this lead, maybe if they're tied, I still don't know if he does. I think Ricky's a tactician.
It's got to be like hole 15, 16, or 17.
Fair question though.
Definitely good question.
Brodie, he is going to find himself near the highway, out of bounds.
That's going for it. Mm-hmm. That's what can happen. I don't fault Brodie for going for it, don't get me wrong, but it is a dangerous proposition.
We saw a total yesterday on the front 9 of 2 birdies from our lead card, and through the first 3 holes, everyone on the card has already picked up at least 1 birdie. Well, actually, each person with exactly 1 birdie so far. There was also a huge change in the course averages, obviously, for a couple of reasons. 1, the wind is obviously down, but 2, we've had a cut. But in round 3, not a single hole on the course played below par. But in the 4th round...
Is that actually the rule? Rick, do you take it back as far as you want once you tell me a meter? Really? You can go back as far as you want?
Brodie still is new to the game.
Oh, he's talking about a fairly new rule as well.
No, I'm kidding. But in round 4, in the final round, only 6 holes played over par. So most of them are playing under par.
Yeah, I think you make a good point about the cut. We have only the top 50 players competing today, so the statistics are going to reflect that. But I think the wind is the main factor.
Even in round 3, if the cut had been the top 50, I still don't think a single hole was going to play below par. Nice putt from Logan.
Logan's got a crazy style. If we're going to talk about putting styles, he's got that nose up spin that starts at the rim and then just works its way up.
I like that. Jake missing a short one. That's going to be a tough bogey to take.
Now that's what I worry about with his style of putt. Is it's going to be it's just going to take time, I think, but to get used to the different slopes.
Sure.
With that timing, because the front foot hits and then he swings forward, he releases. But when it's downhill, that's got to be a little bit more awkward. And I think that's what he was dealing with right there.
Sure, maybe his foot's not dropping until slightly later.
Right, and then it's causing maybe a high release. I don't know, just speculating, but...
That's our job. That's what we got to do.
So Calvin scrambled for a 3 on that hole from 16 feet, meaning I think he went out of bounds long and made the comeback putt.
Wow. Well, it would show us if he had no B.
It says scramble, so I think that's what that means. But there's no B. Never mind.
Hole 5, par 4, 675. And this is going to play a lot easier. You're going to see these sidearms right into the fat part of the fairway. Out of bounds is left where those guys are standing with those cool cameras, and out of bound right where that sidewalk is.
That's a good shot. That should set up a backhand hyzer, likely maybe a low one even. If you're that far up, you can stay underneath the limbs. We'll see what he goes with.
I read the statistic wrong, and I want to give a quick shout out to Scott Stokely, who was the only player to get in circle 2 in regulation off the tee.
The guy's still got it at over 50 years old.
In circle 2, the entire lead field at this event. Scott Stokely, incredible.
Hebenheimer.
Yeah.
That's a boomer.
Oh, and hanging on the left side. That is an ideal position. Obviously, we see that he likes going with a forehand already, and he's going to have a great forehand approach.
Yeah, I think that's certainly the easiest approach available on this hole if you have a forehand you can trust.
Oh no, he hits the sidewalk.
Roll back. Okay, so that's another OB for Brodie.
And that's the second bad break we've seen on the left side of this very hole for Brodie. If you remember yesterday, he got blown out on a very nice forehand. This not going to happen today as he makes a great recovery shot.
He's made leaps and bounds in his forehand as well. He's looking in control.
Oh, Ricky's going to go inside. That's nice. He's way up here, so he's got this option to not even go over the out of bounds.
Yeah, wow, good shape.
Really well done.
There is that slight influence of the right to left wind, and if you pick a fairway driver and try to go highs or wide, there is potential of drifting left and going out of bounds. Jake,
oh, no.
That is a very unforced error. Oh no, that's
a simple shot. He's going to be so frustrated, I think. That was a phenomenal drive.
And he essentially advances nothing, maybe a foot, if he even picked up as many at all, and makes the correction and parks it, but that's going to be a drop-in bogey now. Yeah, Logan.
Ricky to 2 under, Logan to 2 under. Mistake there by Jake. He's going to take bogey, and Brodie saves a nice par. So definitely different scores today. I mean, this is a whole different ball game. Walk us through what was the mental aspect going from something that was like the most grindiest rounds of disc golf you guys have ever played in your careers to then having to compete with the same course, completely different, way easier conditions.
I found that I was just still kind of having a hard time letting go of the feeling that I needed to be just hammering my most overstable discs. And I felt like I had a hard time getting aggressive from circle 2. Like I felt like I was still kind of wearing the turtle shell of like playing in that heavy wind for a couple days, just trying to come out and trust that the flippy stuff's going to work, that you can put a little pop behind the putt from 60 feet and you don't have to worry about it lifting. So that was my experience. I don't know if Jerm had a different one.
Yeah, I think I was more just like wishing that this had been the first round, the placement round. And when you're down 8 strokes, as Logan throws another nice shot.
Yeah.
When you're down 8 strokes to the leader, as I was coming into the round, I was really hoping for that big wind. Like the only way that you're going to be able to catch a superstar like Ricky Wysocki is if there's some crazy conditions, you just somehow put together another great round.
Oh, and Brodie, with that zone play from yesterday, he did it so well through the wind. This time comes up short in the corner. Going to have a long putt to save par.
It's just, there's something about being out here, as Hebenheimer shows the power with the big spike hyzer, which I really like because it mitigates that distance. And look at the spin forward. Beautiful shot for Jake. But there's something eerie about being in Emporia in the calm.
Like I like it.
it's a good eerie, but it's just so rare.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just not what you expect.
Ricky with a soft bid. Brodie just gets up and down. Hebenheimer with the cross stance. Bag it up.
Wow. So from that range, he still has left foot forward and doesn't do the step into it.
Trying to take a little off of it, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if he like breaks down the circle 1 in 3 sections. You know, from 11 feet, I do a traditional stance. From 25 feet, I do the cross leg, and then from outside that, I do the step in. That'd be something that we'll look into today. That's gonna be a tough bogey for Brodie on the easiest hole of the course, and he is in a little bit of. He's backtracking right now. He needs to right the ship if he wants to maintain a good finish here at the event.
Hole 7, par 4, 678 feet downhill with the low ceiling tunnel drive. You'd like to get as far down there as you can, avoiding the OB on the right to set up your approach back up the hill to the elevated basket.
Logan now hot round on the lead group at 3 under par. He is 3 under par for the round and for the tournament. And we were saying at the beginning of the event, looking at the forecast, how impressive it would be if somebody could finish the tournament under par. And you've got 3 guys on the card right now that are hitting that number right now, as Hebenheimer's put a smash on this into the dead grass, which denotes a really good drive. And Ricky's going to get past that. He just, my goodness, what a move. Oh,
What?
oh boy.
That is that is out of this world.
Yeah, that's not going to hurt you.
Really far. And Brodie's still having some trouble off the tee right now.
I mean, that's a good shot though, just to hit the gap.
Sure.
Like you can't.
He's got all the power for this. This is a makeable shot.
I like it back there,
Yeah?
because if you're
My goodness.
well, he likes it from back there. But you can get so tight that upshot is like super tough unless you're getting in like Ricky Wysocki land, and then it's like a chipper.
That shot, though, it looks like a simple hyzer, but man, it's anything but. You're going uphill with a low ceiling, and the low ceiling is so far away from you. Keeping the disc plane on the right height is...
Well, I think you can almost go around the low ceiling from back there.
Yeah,
He's
you're just
swinging it
going
out right.
hyzer.
Okay.
So the low ceiling doesn't factor in quite as much as, you drive it so big, Jerm.
Yeah.
I think you maybe aren't. You're forgetting what it's like for the little guys.
Brodie
because,
crushes past me.
well, he threw it low.
I'm gonna tell you guys, I've landed where he did. I land there every year with a full power shot.
Look, I did it a few hours ago,
And
like,
it's a nice spot.
yeah, fine.
Well, Ricky's found a nice spot from the tee and from the approach, and that spot now is the bullseye.
I don't think that one's gonna lift in there, Logan.
I think Logan has the same facial expression if he throws a shot out of bounds, sideways, forward, birdie, eagle. Seems a very calm, demeanored player.
What an awful reaction.
Yeah, that was weird. It really flew off the cage.
Good par putt. Yeah, that was weird. It just like ricocheted and
Kept it spin somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he probably didn't actually hit the basket. He hit the base. Maybe.
That is a nice birdie. I don't care what you guys say, how good of a spot it was. He executed a great shot from over 350 to get there and did so perfectly. And Ricky also taking the tap-in birdie.
Champion, Katrina World champion,
Hole 8, interesting little fella. Par 5, 994 feet, right to left crosswind, flying over the landing zone way back there. Second shot wants to be right here. Third shot up to the basket, stay in bounds, right to left slope the whole way, out of bounds right and out of bounds left.
Is there a hole in the world that has caused more OBs?
I mean, this is the one where we basically saw Macbeth
16.
take the 8, right? What?
Look at
Ricky,
this.
so many times when the disc comes in with hyzer,
You can catch that little curb of the path, too, occasionally. That was a little scary, but it's a fantastic shot.
It was something crazy. Like, Macbeth didn't have a bogey in the first 3 rounds here at the DDO in 2020, and then come this hole, and he took an 8, and then I think he took a 4, and then a 5, or a 5 and then a 4.
I remember that. That's smooth.
Isn't it? He's not doing much. He's just kind of staying in control.
Yeah. And look,
One step slaying.
second place.
Yeah. Just balling. Hebenheimer.
That's a good nickname for him. Look
Yeah.
at this. Oh, my goodness. Does this hold? I don't think it's going to hold.
No, I don't either.
But if it did, oh, boy, that'd be the top of the hill.
And that's not the worst place to go out of bounds. I mean, if you're going to do it, Hebenheimer it. And then you have a chance to, then you have a chance to save par. He's up at the top of the hill. He's going to be, I think, likely to be able to make par.
I think you just came up with his slogan.
That's a good that's a good mental note to have. Just, you know what? Just Hebenheimer this one.
Ricky doesn't like it.
He just talks to every single shot. There's nothing to not like about this. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, that is funny. He's sitting there going, oh, no.
Oh, it might not be in the exact middle.
This looks slopey.
Yeah, it needs to get down.
Any backhand thrown from that position is terrifying to me. So I just think every single one of them skipping out of bounds left.
There's a lot of years of getting tortured with out-of-bounds
Yes.
skips for you to feel that way. But I know what you mean. I've seen so many shots. Looked so good going over that hill, blind, and then somehow the spotter holds up the red flag, and you just cannot figure out how that happened.
Anytime you're past those trees in 2 shots, I know Jake has an OB, so technically he's laying 3, but that's big distance. I mean, beyond those, nothing in his way now to make the layup.
And Brodie's forehand was right on line, just didn't quite have the height. He's going to have a C2 putt for the birdie. This is just clinic right now in how to just not make mistakes.
Please sit. He's a perfectionist out there.
I do like it. I mean, technically he's right. It was long. It went long, folks.
Great shots into this green.
Brodie with a stepper. And that's back-to-back birdies now to bring Brodie back to even par.
That's a big putt for him right there. Gets the juices flowing, like you said, back to back after a really tough middle right there of that 9. Birdie. Bucket hat, bucket birdie.
And Hebenheimer showing the play, just go far. Get a huge advancement off the tee, and it sets up a relatively easy hole from the rest of the way. As long as you're not out of position early, not a bad play.
I feel like every shot ever thrown on this is out of position early.
This hole right here.
Oh,
yeah, tell
goodness.
us about it, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going out the tunnel, which is all out of bounds. And then you've got OB on the left, bad rough on the right. The way this is drawn up is just a dream scenario. If you could get through that, if you could get through that tunnel and then land 290 where you can see the basket, that is a rare and beautiful thing.
Oh, no doubt.
See if Ricky can put a little bit of Anheuser into this.
Oh, no.
Or just yank it way outside. That's going to work too. That's another way to find the middle.
That's accidental, folks.
Yeah, he's trying to start that one down the middle with Anheuser, not down the left with Heiser, but that worked out.
Oh.
And I've seen a few of these actually hit the wall and work its way over, but unfortunately not for Logan. He's going to go to the dreaded drop zone here on 9, and he's not going to have a very good chance to do anything but take bogey.
Ooh, he kind of fought through.
That was a good fight.
I'm loving how simple his form's looking. Brodie?
Go back to Brodie? Yeah.
Yeah. Just powerful, little 4-step run up, and then boom. The way he turns his hip is so quick, and then the power behind it is really fantastic.
Hammerstein with a huge forehand.
That is huge.
No relation to Matt Hammerstein of
Hammerstein Estate.
There's a disc golfer named Matt Hammerstein.
Oh.
Of course.
Just some guy you know.
No, he's a great player. He's nearly a 1030 rated player from the East Coast.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
We'll probably see him soon on the coverage there.
Yeah, I hope so. Ricky from the dream spot can see the basket, working the turnover.
Oh, okay. Bullseye on the third hardest hole in the course with the lead, with the big lead.
I don't know how he's throwing that forehand that far up there. I've been trying for years. It's just not working. It's got to be a me thing.
See hole 3 as an example on how far Ricky can throw a forehand.
Yeah.
Speaking of bomb forehand, oh no.
Oh, boy.
Just getting away from Jake after the
Oh, no.
perfect drive.
That's the second time already that he's had just a
Yeah.
grade A drive
Yeah, going back to hole 5.
and thrown it out of bounds.
Here's a bad reaction, but a good shot.
After the out of bounds drive, this layup should secure bogey.
Did that barely get in there?
So he may have a little bit left, huh?
Thinking maybe a little bit. I don't know, though.
A good fight through there.
I think I see it. I think you're right. I think it's more like edge of circle 1.
Oh,
Right
okay.
there. You could probably argue falling forward if he needs to. Doesn't need to.
Putt is looking sweet.
It was a really nice bogey save. Like I said, that's really about as good as you can do, you'd think. However, today, something happened I've never seen before. As Brodie misses that one, it's going to be a bad number here on the 9th. Gannon Berg got up and down from the drop zone with a 20-foot putt. And Simon, who also was at the drop zone, missed a 17, 18-foot putt to do the same thing.
Those are huge shots.
I mean, I did not think it was really worth going for, and 2 guys back-to-back did it on my card, so I changed my mind about the drop zone on 9 a little bit, a tiny bit.
Ricky has opened this bad boy up.
Boom.
He is winning by 7 shots through the front 9. It should be a coast to the finish for him, but we've seen crazier things. Simon Lizotte charging up the board as well into the top 3. Make sure you guys come back. We got 9 holes left to see who takes this thing down. The bucket hat is working.